Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So today's video is an interesting suggestion that I got, and it is Ironman mode even good for this game? Yeah, so anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure to smash the like button and on with the video. Now, I'm obviously a really big fan of the Ironman game mode itself. That's what my whole channel is kind of around towards. The whole no help aspect is because of Ironman mode. And truly, if it wasn't for Ironman mode, I don't think I would even really be playing this game. There's just so much that I enjoy about Ironman, getting everything yourself, doing everything yourself, kind of having a solo experience. Everything feels so much more rewarding, and there's countless videos where I've talked about this. But is Ironman actually good for this game? I have a pros and a cons list that I'm going to be going over today, so I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so I'm feeling a little positive this morning, so I'm going to go over the pros first. Obviously, the first pro is that this game is fun. It's a lot more fun, a lot more entertaining, engaging, and exciting to play an Ironman account over, a main account, you know what I mean? Because every single achievement that you get feels so much better, and everything just takes longer and it feels more rewarding. If you want that the black d'hide armor, you're gonna have to either get it from a clue scroll, craft it yourself, get the crafting requirement out of the way. Everything takes so much longer and feels so much more rewarding when doing so. So overall, playing the Ironman game mode, a pro, it's a lot more fun, and it's a lot more rewarding. It also allows variety for veteran players of the game. People that have played this game like 10-15 years, someone like myself. They've kind of always played the game, like where you could trade, use the GE, stuff like that. It provides these people a different way to play the game. Allowing us to have a different way of playing this game keeps us on this game even longer, you know what I mean? You can only do something for so long, and Ironman mode is the same game. It's still Runescape, but it's just such a different way of actually playing the game that it makes it more exciting for us veteran players, you know what I mean? Like people who already know every single thing about the game, being able to do everything yourself is just so much more rewarding. We all know that, we need like this certain level to get a crafting up, or we need, 80 cooking to cook sharks and stuff like that. But now we get to do it as a solo account, and I think that's like a very good pro, honestly, for the game. And, it keeps us veteran players in love with the game again and gives us something new and fresh to do. Also, it is good for Jagex because it gives good advertisement, when Group Ironman and stuff like that comes out, and just all of us content creators that make content. If you look at most of the content on the internet about RuneScape these days, it's about Ironman. Whatever type of Ironman account that you play, it has something to do with Ironman, you know what I mean? Most of the content is focused on Ironman mode now just because it's more interesting, it's more exciting, you know what I mean? Stuff actually means value. You get like a twisted bow on an Ironman account. That's way more exciting than getting, winning a stake, for example, and then buying a twisted bow on a main account. And I know that they're taking out the dual arena and stuff like that now, but it will never be the same because there's billions and billions of GP that has already been won from that, and it kind of just takes up all the actual real excitement, the real achievement out of everything, because you don't know if that person, either bought a shit ton of bonds and then sold them for cash, or you know what I mean. So honestly, it just makes it a lot more exciting, and for content creators, they can prove that they got these achievements, these drops and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really good for advertisement of the game because a lot of the YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that is all focused on Ironman content, and I honestly personally love it. I don't know about you guys, but I would personally rather watch a hardcore Ironman, or even a regular Ironman for that matter, get something like an Infernal Cape or a Max Cape rather than a main account, you know what I mean? Because a main account is just so much not of an achievement. It still is an achievement to get a Max Cape, on a main account, but all the buyables are buyables when it's a main account. They're not, you don't have to actually go ahead and get all your planks yourself, chop the trees yourself, then turn them into planks. You can just go ahead and buy the raw plank off money you want off the dual arena. And I'm not just saying mains only use the dual arena, I'm just saying that's basically how easy it is. You could either just buy the bonds, sell them, get the GP, win it from the dual arena, or, you know, go PKing, make a ton of money, stuff like that. There's so many broken money-making methods on a main account, and then you can just buy supplies. I'd rather, you know, make them myself, actually get the achievement out of the way. You know, it feels so good to make your own potions for Slayer and stuff like that. Other pros is that there is hardcore Ironman, there's regular Ironman, there's group Ironman, and there's ultimate Ironman. So you get bored playing a regular Ironman account, you can hop onto an ultimate Ironman, and it's a whole different challenge. Or even a hardcore Ironman, it's a whole different challenge with that one life. Or if you do want to, you know, still play in a group, we have group Ironman. It's a thing that Jagex just released, and it's a lot of fun, makes for great content as well. I think it's the perfect mix where you can just get with a few friends and kind of play the game as solo as you possibly can, putting your knowledge to the test and seeing how both of you, you know, pan up in it. Very good. There's so many different types of Ironman modes that we can play, and overall it is just truly amazing for the game, and I really think it helps bring the player counts up. Of course it does, you know what I mean? Say 40 to 50% of the people that are logged in right now are Ironman account. If we didn't have Ironman, you know, a lot less people would be playing mains. And like I said, even myself, like I probably would still play a main, but not nearly as much time as I have played this Iron. I'd probably have a maxed main already, and then I would become bored of the game, you know what I mean? There'd be nothing else for me to do, you know? I could make an alt and make a lot of money. I could learn how to PK, stuff like that. There's always excuses, and there's always things that I could learn on how to do, but I just enjoy this game so much more because of Ironman Mode. I made this YouTube channel because of Ironman Mode, and it just motivates me every single day to play this game because of Ironman Mode. And the last pro really for Jagex at this point is it brings the player, you know, like the amount of time players play. I kind of just explained that briefly, but with the amount of time that I've dedicated to this account right here, I would have already maxed. Do you know what I mean? But since it's an Ironman mode, it takes a little bit longer, and I get to learn more about the game. I get to be logged in more for the game, and overall, I just play the game longer, which is always good for Jagex. It's a pro for them, and it keeps players on the game more. You know what I mean? And once they're on the game more, they're more interested. They can advertise it more by telling their friends and stuff like that. And it overall is just another player active online for longer, that is, you know what I mean? And one more pro I'm going to say is if, you know, you do end up losing all your money, say staking or say PKing or anything like that, you would probably, you know, end up just not playing the account anymore or getting really bored of the account and stuff like that. But with an Ironman where you can't use the dueling arena, I mean, you can get PK'd in the wild, but you don't intentionally try to do that. You won't really lose your items all that much, you know what I mean? Unless you're an ultimate Ironman or a hardcore Ironman or something like that. But as a regular Ironman, group Ironman, you're not going to really lose your items unless you're stupid and go into the wilderness with all of them and just die. But yeah, it's one of those things where you can't just like be having a bad day or feeling lucky or something and go stake your heart away. All right, now for the cons. I was actually really thinking about this the other day, is if Ironman is good for the game as a whole. And I just talked about all the pros, so now it is time to talk about the cons. So, Ironman Mode do not use the Grand Exchange. And does this even really matter? Yes, it does, because like I said, 40 to 50% of the player base is Ironman these days, and they don't trade with other players. And this is an MMO, a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, you know what I mean? And half of us play the game solo, and we don't actually trade, which therefore we don't contribute to the economy, and you know, it messes up all the prices and stuff like that. I was really thinking about that the other day. What if every single person on this game, or let's say 90% of the people on this game, were Ironman? How fucked would the economy be? Realistically, think about that. We don't contribute to the economy at all. You know, I mean, the only way we could contribute to the economy really is, you know, we have 100 mil of stuff on us and some guy in the wild kills us, and then we bring 100 mil into the game. But other than that, you know, all of the wealth, everything we use on our accounts stays on our accounts. All the runes we make, we use ourselves for XP. All the bars we get from smithing or slayer drops, we use for ourselves. You know, everything that we make on this account, we use for ourselves. We don't like give it back to the to any other players. And correct me if I'm wrong, is there anything in the game that Ironman really do to help contribute to the economy? I guess, you know, we can boss with some people and stuff like that, which could help bring items into the game. but they're bringing items in the game, but they're staying on the exact same account, so that we don't really contribute to the economy whatsoever, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like we don't do much to help contribute to the economy. Now, I know a ton of people make Ironman accounts specialized for PKing, and I really dig that. I think it's really cool. ChemQ comes to mind, stuff like that. But most people that make Ironman account do not use them for PKing. And PKing, there's a whole community where a lot of people like PKing, and they get so angry that there's no PKing updates and stuff like that. And it's probably because a lot of people are playing Ironman mode these days, and people usually don't make Ironman accounts to go out in the wilderness and PK. So therefore there's like basically a whole activity, an account where they can't do this activity. And I know PKing is actually really good for the economy, it brings food out of the game, it brings armor, weapons, runes, stuff like that out of the game all of the time, every day, runes, arrows, tons of items it brings out of the game. And if a lot of the players aren't contributing to that, those items stay in the game, like sharks, carbons, potions, stuff like that. And therefore if we have more of the item in the game, the price is going to drop. And yeah, I know tons of Ironman accounts are specially built for PKing, but most people don't, create an Ironman account with the intent to PK on it, you know what I mean? Because with an Ironman, if you kill somebody in the wilderness, you're not going to actually be able to pick up their drops. So a lot of people don't. I know some people have alts and specialized accounts that are really, really good for PKing. Like I said, ChemQ, one of the best accounts I've ever seen in the entire game, and it's an Ironman account. But yeah, we don't actually PK or contribute to PKing at all. So yeah, I don't think we really contribute much to the economy. And less group activities, I guess, excluding group Ironman mode. That mode just came out, but there's a lot of things on this game that we do solo. I know there's certain bosses and things like that where we can go together, team up with other accounts like mains and stuff like that, do them together. Raids is an example. Ironman can do raids with other accounts, stuff like that. But there's a lot less grouping activities that we do as a whole with the game. And it's supposed to be an MMO, right, where we all come together and make a huge economy together and decide the prices of everything together. But half the game is playing solo, so there's just a lot less grouping, you know what I mean? Like I find myself as an Ironman account talking to people less. I remember back in the day I would just go to the Grand Exchange and just find friends, talk to people all the time. This is before I was like playing Efficient or anything like that. But I find as an Ironman mode, you're just, focused on yourself and only yourself, but maybe that's just me. Alright, the last thing I want to talk about is devaluing mains achievements, okay? All the people that have maxed, or all the people that still can continue to play a main account to this day, and they get max cape, for example. If an Ironman, gets a max cape, it means so much more. If a main account gets a billion GP and buys a twisted bow, but then their friend Ironman gets a twisted bow, it means so much more. And it's the same item on the same game, just with that symbol at the bottom of your little screen right here, showing that you have an Ironman helmet. Yeah, it just devalues everything that mains do. Like literally every single thing that a main does doesn't feel worth it to me. Ever since I've been playing Ironman mode, every time I play on my main account or an alt account or something like that, and I hit something big like a 99, or I get an expensive item or something like that, finish a quest even, I'm like, yeah, but I did that on Ironman, you know what I mean? So it's just like it devalues every single thing to me. And I remember I used to make jokes with my friends all the time when they would get like a 99 or something like that. I'd be like, yeah, but it's a main account. So it really just devalues like, the other half of the people that play this game, every single achievement that they did before Ironman came out, or if they're even still playing now when Ironman's out, it devalues their achievements so much. And maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm looking too far into this game as like an achievement based thing, but it devalues it so much. Like if you've ever played Ironman mode seriously, you will know that if you ever play a main account again, it does not feel the same. Everything just feels so worthless. Buying your own prayer potions, buying your own food, buying your own planks to train construction, it just doesn't feel like an achievement anymore. And just the amount of effort that goes in to maxing an account as an Ironman compared to maxing an account as a main, it's not even comparable. It's thousands of hours less. But yeah, anyways, overall, I still think Ironman is good for the game. It brings a lot of advertisement for the game. It makes lots of content. It keeps players on the game for long. There are a few negative things with it, like we don't we don't contribute as much to the economy and stuff like that. But overall, the game seems healthy, especially with this grand exchange tax coming into the game, and especially with the removal of the duel arena. I think we have a pretty healthy game and a mixed balance between mains and Ironman account. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video today, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Feel free to leave suggestions of video topics. Anyways, see ya later.